The Donner Party by Arlynn, Avery, and Bella.
The Donner Party, also referred to as the Donner Reed Party, was a group of American pioneers who migrated from the Midwest to California in a wagon train. They started off on the Oregon Trail and ended up taking a different route. Immigrants made these moves in hopes of free land and finding gold. The members of the Donner Party faced multiple setbacks, which caused them to spend the winter of 1846 to 1847 snowbound in the Sierra Nevada, when they went to extreme lengths to try to survive. Only 48 of the 87 members made it.
The farmlands of Central California drew in many families looking for better conditions to live, one of them being the Donner family. They started an initial party of 31 people who became part of a main wagon headed west. George Donner was elected as the leader of the party, which at its peak had about 87 members and 23 ox-drawn wagons. The journey began to take much longer than expected, mainly because they kept taking routes which many others had advised against. This tension caused the members to become increasingly on edge, and on October 5th, there was an altercation between James Fraser Reed, who was an organizing member of the party, and another migrant, which ended with the other man being killed. This caused Reed to be banished from the group, and in response he continued west on horseback while the rest of his family stayed. On October 31st, the group found the Donner Pass across the Sierra Nevada blocked by snow. After this discovery, they built cabins near what is now known as Donner Lake, and after continuous snow for days on end, they ran out of food. Patrick Breen is the only contemporary written record of what happened during these times, starting his diary on November 20th. The first, but certainly not the last, death in the camps was Bayless Williams on December 15th from malnutrition, which almost all of the party members were falling victim to. Desperate to find help, on December 16th, a party of 10 men and 5 women attempted to cross the mountains. Sadly, 8 men died, with their bodies being eaten by the other members of the party. All women, however, survived. Luckily, they got through to the Sacramento Valley, and the settlers of California organized a relief party made of 7 men. They reached the camp on February 18th, saving 23 immigrants, including 17 children. Sadly, several more deaths occurred on the way back. After they had eaten dogs and cow hides, the survivors began to eat the bodies of those who had already died. The last survivor, Louis Keseberg, didn't leave camp until April 21st. Once all the remaining survivors had been saved, they had to deal with the reactions from news outlets, some of which described them as brutal savages who had purposely killed their members, while some described them as tragic heroes who had faced unimaginable conditions.
The first rescue party, called the First Relief, managed to feed some people and lead the strongest to safety. They did not have enough food to feed everyone. Unfortunately, weaker individuals could not survive the journey due to this. James Reed, a lawyer from Illinois and one of the organizers of the expedition, tried to raise money for a second rescue party for his wife and children. He previously stabbed his teamster John Snyder and killed him and was kicked out of the group. But Michael Wallace notes he was important since he was able to rescue 17 people. "I can't overemphasize the importance of James Reed," says Wallace. "If it wasn't for Reed, the rest of the Donner Party would have died." There were 2 other rescue surges, with John Stark saving 11 people in the 3rd rescue party and only 1 survivor found in the 4th search.
As previously stated, the Donner Party started their journey on the Oregon Trail. Once they reached Fort Laramie in Wyoming, they encountered a mountain man named James Clyman. Clyman urged them to take the old route rather than the one they planned to traverse instead. They disregarded his advice and took the new trail called Hastings Cutoff, which crossed the Great Salt Lake Desert and Wasatch Mountains in present-day Utah. The route was promoted by Lansford Hastings, who claimed it would save the party 300 miles and get them to the west coast a month earlier. Little did they know, this one change of plans would be a grave mistake in the outcome of their journey. The final death count was 39, leaving 48 survivors. They are believed to be buried in a mass grave beneath the Pioneer Monument in Donner Memorial State Park in Truckee, California. The park is located off Interstate 80 about 100 miles east of Sacramento.